Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman, and today it's time for another sight reading challenge. We're going to be using Sight Reading Trainer Book 2 for today's lesson. So pause the video if you need a moment to get your Sight Reading Trainer book out and ready. Remember that Sight Reading Trainer Book 2 is available from our website, along with all of the Hoffman Method materials. Okay, let's check out today's first challenge. So in your own Sight Reading Trainer book, why don't you find exercise number 84 and tell me what you notice about this exercise. What clef are we in? We're in the bass clef. We know from the top of the page that we're in the F major pentascale, and so we'll see that B flat to remind us about the B flat in F major. What's our time signature? We're in 3/4. So we'll be counting 3 quarter note beats per measure. So let's do step 1 together, which is to tap the rhythm while we count the beat out loud. And as we tap, let's follow the dynamics. Notice we'll start piano, then crescendo to mezzo forte, and then decrescendo. Here we go. I'll count 3 beats to get ready, and then we'll start here on beat 1 with 8th notes. 1, 2, 3. Remembering to do it piano. Here's 3 preparation beats, and then we'll start. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Now, for step 2, I'd like you to do this on your own. Pause the video and then say how the notes are moving. You can say start, up a second, down a third, down a second, and then do the rest on your own. Pause the video to identify all of the intervals up and down, and then press play to go on. You should have said start, up a second, down a third, down a second, up a third, down a second, down a second, down a second, up a third, down a second, repeat, down a second, down a second. All right, step 3. Can you point and say all the letter names? When you get to a B, you can say B flat if you like, because it will be flat when we play it. Pause the video to say all the letter names, then press play to go on. You should have said G, A, B flat, G, F, A, C, B flat, A, G, B flat, A, G, F. Now let's try to play it on the piano. Okay, we know we're in the F major pentascale, but should we place it in this one, or this one? How would we tell? Well, we look at the first note and we see, if we scan the whole line, we see that we're kind of near middle C. In fact, at some point we are going to play a middle C. So that's a strong clue that we've got to place our left hand in this F major pentascale, with the highest note being middle C. So go ahead and get your left hand in position. Now, why don't you see if you can figure out this exercise on your own? Remind me what the first note is. Tell me the letter name. If you said G, you're correct. And our finger 4 is on G, so that will be the first note that we play. So press pause and on your own, see if you can figure out how to play this exercise, and then press play and we'll try it together. Now, here's what it should have sounded like when you play it on your own. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Did you remember to play with those dynamics? I hope you did. If not, that's okay. Press pause and try it one more time on your own using dynamics if you need to. Otherwise, let's talk about how you can sight read your very best by looking ahead. We might have talked about this before, but I want to remind you that when you're sight reading, don't look at the note you're playing. You always want to look at least a couple of notes ahead. For example, when you're here in measure 1, as you're playing these notes skipping down, actually, let's back up even further. Before you even start to play, your eyes should have kind of scanned through the whole measure, so you know that that down skip is coming. Once you're on the skip, it's too late to be ready for it. You want to have already noticed it before you get there. It's kind of like driving a car. Imagine if you're driving a car down a street. Would a driver ever be looking at the place they are on the street? No. If they do that, they're going to crash into something. A driver is always looking down the street at the obstacles coming ahead. So the same is true when you sight read. You want to be looking ahead at the notes that are coming, not at the note that you're playing. So just like driving a car, when you're playing these notes in measure 1, you should have already seen that in the next measure, you've got these 3 notes skipping up. If you're looking ahead, just like a driver looks down the road, so you're ready for the turn, when you're looking ahead in your music, you'll be ready for what's coming. So I'd like you to press pause one more time and try this practice of looking a few notes ahead. Always be looking at the next measure, not the measure you're playing, so that when you get to it, you're ready for it, and you're always looking down the road. Press pause to try that on your own, then press play to go on. Next, let's look at exercise 85. This time we're in the grand staff with a treble clef and a bass clef. So our right hand will be playing all the notes up here. Our left hand will be in charge of the bass clef notes down here. So for step 1, we're going to tap the rhythm, which means we'll need both hands. So get your right hand and your left hand ready while we count 4 beats per measure. I'll count 4 beats to get us ready, and then we'll start. Count and tap with me. Notice that the left hand is just doing whole notes. So you'll basically just be tapping on beat 1 of every measure with your left hand, but the right hand has this different rhythm. So let's see if you can keep track of both hands at the same time while we try this rhythm. Count 4 beats with me to get ready, then we start. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Now pause the video, and I'd like you to try that one more time on your own. Tap the rhythm of both hands while you count the beat out loud. Try that on your own, then press play to go on. Now let's identify the steps, skips, and repeats for the right hand part. Can you say it along with me? Let's say start, say it with me, repeat, repeat, down a third, repeat, repeat, up a second, repeat, repeat, down a second, repeat. Now for the left hand part, since we just have these harmonic intervals, let's just name the interval. What interval do you see here? If you said a fifth, you're correct. Remember, a fifth is a double skip. Line, skip a line to a line. That's a fifth. And what interval do you see here? If you said a third, you're correct. Just from a line to the nearest line makes a third. And here we just have a C all by itself. And then what interval do we end with? If you said a fifth, you're correct. Now let's come back to the treble clef for step 3. Can you point and say the letter names for each note? What's the letter name for this first note? If you said A, you're correct. Let's say it together. A, then what? F, 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 then what? G, 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 then what? If you said F, you're correct. F, F. Now let's come to the piano to play it. Okay, let's find where to put our hands. We'll need both hands for this. Where should we put our left hand? Can you show me on your piano? you should have placed your hand from middle C down to this bass F, based on what you see in the music. And our right hand will be in this next F major pentascale, right up here. Now, the first note the right hand plays, we said, was A, which will be finger 3, and the left hand plays this chord. Now, once again, I'd like you to try this on your own. Press pause, and let's go straight to the step where you count the beat out loud while you play. So I'd like you to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, you're on your own for figuring out the rest. Press pause to try counting the beat out loud while you play this exercise. For warm-up, you might try right hand alone once, and then left hand alone once, and then try hands together while you count the beat out loud. And then press play, and we'll try it together. Once again, let me remind you that when you're sight reading, always look at the next measure, be looking down the street, don't be looking at the measure you're playing. So before you even start, you should have looked all the way through measure 1. So that while you're playing measure 1, you're actually looking at measure 2. And then while you're playing measure 2, you're actually looking at measure 3. And then your fingers can be ready for those changes. So again, while you're playing measure 1, you're noticing, in that next measure, I've got to play this third while my right hand is playing F, okay? Let's try this together. Let's count the beat out loud and practice looking to the next measure. We'll go at a largo tempo. Here's 4 beats to get ready, then we'll start. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, look ahead, 3, look ahead, 1, 2, look ahead, 3, 4, 1, 2, look ahead, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. By looking ahead, you can be ready for that next chord much better. So once again, press pause and on your own, practice looking ahead while you count the beat out loud so you don't have to pause. If you're pausing a lot, it may be a sign that you're either doing it too fast or you're not looking ahead. So slow it down and look ahead and see if you can play through this sight reading exercise without pausing as you count the beat out loud. Try that on your own and then press play to go on. Great work on today's sight reading challenge. Remember, to become a pro sight reader, I'd like you to do 2 sight reading exercises every day using these same steps. As you tap the rhythm or play the notes, if you make a mistake, go ahead and try it again. As you play, try and use your eyes to look ahead so you are ready for each note before it's time to play it. Remember, drivers look down the street, not at the street. Happy practicing and see you next time. Mr. Hoffman says you should always look ahead when sight reading and when driving. Huh? Ah! Scuba! Look out! Huh? Behind you! Sorry, can't look behind me. I'm only looking ahead. Scuba, I know it sounds crazy, but now we have hot lava approaching, and Sharky is somehow swimming in it. Come on, that's ridiculous. I know you're just trying to make me look behind. Not going to fall for it. Always look ahead. Well, can you at least go a little faster? No problem.